Hey guys, it's Thursday. You know what that means, right? Thursday night football. 49ers are playing tonight on Thursday night football. I think we're going to get a 2 in the W column. Ah, God. I think we can. I think we can do it. That's not what this is about. This morning's editorial you're going to love, but it's a little scary. This morning's editorial and it's kind of scary because it kind of talks about or speaks of how law enforcement officers can shoot you in the line of duty, and it's almost like gambling odds whether or not they will be prosecuted. This one only took 10 months. It happened last Christmas, so it took 10 months for the police department, to finally take action. But it's like Vegas odds whether this guy's going to be prosecuted or not. So police officers do have, I guess, under color of authority, they can pull their gun out and fire it in the line of duty, and, well, they may get fired. They'll lose their job and end up somewhere else as a cop somewhere else. Whether they get prosecuted or not, there's only been a few or several that have been prosecuted among the hundreds who have taken their firearm out and shot somebody, and the review board, shooting review, say, well, he didn't really act within policy. We're going to terminate him. That's it. You or I shoot somebody, we go to prison. Yeah, I'm a little jaded. So we're going to Philadelphia this morning. Germantown, Philadelphia. In Germantown, Philadelphia, police officials say an officer who shot and killed a man in Philadelphia 2 days after Christmas 2017 will be suspended with intent to dismiss, but not prosecuted. That officer is 30-year-old Eric Ruch Jr., R-U-C-H, Ruch Jr., a 10-year veteran of the force. Commissioner Richard Ross said Wednesday that 25-year-old Dennis Plowden fled, crashed into two parked cars, and was found sitting with one hand behind his body. After he failed to show his hands, Ruch fired. Ross cited the crash and airbag deployment as warranting the conclusion that Plowden was likely dazed and disoriented, particularly because he was seated on the curb. Commissioner Ross said that Ruch could have taken cover, as did 3 other officers who didn't fire. Meanwhile, Ross said Plowden exercised poor judgment in fleeing. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious, but always with the placement of blame away from the cop. You know, it's always like, well, yeah, the cop was wrong with what he did, but that guy shouldn't have done it either. The criminal, let's talk about the criminal. No, let's talk about the cop that pulled a gun out and shot an unarmed man sitting on the curb. Always trying to justify the officer's actions, even then say, well, the officer was wrong. But let's look at the guy who got shot. He's a victim. Yeah, he's a suspect. Don't let me confuse that. The guy is a dirtbag. This Plowden guy, I think he was a dirtbag. Why? Because he fled from the police and crashed into 2 parked cars. So there were at least 2 people who had cars that were doing nothing to nobody, and now they can't even go to work in the morning because this idiot ran into their cars while running from the police. Does that warrant him getting killed? No. The police are not judge, jury, and executioner. They are police officers. This Ruch guy, his job was to apprehend this criminal, take him to jail, and let the district attorney and the judge and jury mete out his punishment, not the police. So the cops are 100% wrong. But I'm not really siding with Plowden and saying, well, he's still a dirtbag. He wrecked 2 people's cars who had to get to work in the morning, we're assuming, or school or wherever they can't drive anywhere now. Their cars are destroyed by this idiot. But that does not warrant him getting shot to death because the cops got pissed off. Let's move on. The district attorney's office is reviewing the case. Reviewing. That's all. The Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 5 released a statement saying, "We will represent Officer Eric Ruch Jr. against these latest allegations." What, shooting an unarmed man on the curb? They go on. Our attorneys will gather all the facts of the case and appropriately defend the officer. Yeah, the officer, this poor cop who is a victim of the hate and discontent of the public. This poor cop, these allegations against this guy who pulled a gun and shot somebody sitting on the curb because he ran from him, while 3 other officers are hiding in cover and saying, dude, Roosh, get back here. Eric, what are you doing, man? Get over here. Pulls his gun out and shoots him. So, sum it up here. He's suspended with the intent to fire. Okay, they're going to fire him. The DA's office is reviewing it after 10 months have passed. They're now, he's going to get fired? Well, let's review it and see if we can prosecute him. Why didn't you review it back then? In January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, the end of October, now your guy, well, let's review it. I don't get it, man. I do not understand the concept of law enforcement's color of authority. That I can shoot you because I'm a cop, and I just say, well, I was fearing for my life, man. The guy could have been armed. Had his hand behind his back. Yeah, he was dazed and disoriented. He didn't know what happened. He just crashed into 2 cars. That makes him an idiot, but it doesn't make him warrant the death penalty. And that's what happens. Sometimes these law enforcement officers, they think they're Billy Badass, Harry Callahan, Wyatt Earp, running out there with their guns and just firing in the streets because, well, I'm a cop, man, I have a badge. You don't run from me and hide your hands. You get shot. I was just in a car accident. I'm sitting like this going, oh, my God. If you notice the light change, my light just shut off up here, but I'm done anyway. I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to put the whole link, or a link to the full story in the description box below if you want to go read it all. I gave you most of it. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I want to know what you guys think. News Now Ukaipa, bringing to light all the badness that's happening across this nation with law enforcement, public officials, and everybody else.